Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we are learning Order of Allah from Surah Nahl, ayat number 112. In this ayat, Allah tells us, I read this one, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وضرب الله مثلا قرية كانت آمنة مطمئنة يأتيها رزقها رغدا من كل مكان فكفرت بأنعم الله فأذاقها الله لباس الجوع والخوف بما كانوا يصنعون. So Allah said, Wadaraballahu, and Allah explains, Masalan, example, Qaryatan, of a town, of a city. Kanat, this was the town, Aminatan, it was secure. Mutma'inna, it was a peaceful. So, Aminatam Mutmainnatam. So it means this town was secure and peaceful. Yatiha rizquha. Rizq was coming to this town. The provisions was coming to this town. Raghadan, in abundance, too much. Min kulli makan, from every place. It means from every place of the world. So the rizq or the provisions like food and all other stuff that was the requirement of the people. So that was coming from different parts of the world to this place in abundance. It means in huge quantity. So it was so much risk there. Eating, drinking, even all other requirements. It was fulfilling very nice way. So much presence of all the things what were the need of the people. Those were available there. So what happened then? Allah said, فَكَفَرَتْ. Then those people, what they have done, they denied بِأَنْعُمِ. They denied the favor of Allah. Or you can say, they became unthankful to the blessings of Allah. So what Allah has granted them, what Allah has given them so much rizq, peace and security and satisfaction and all this luxuries, comfort and so many things. So they were to be thankful to Allah, but they were unthankful because they were doing those things which were not commanded by Allah. So they were moving their body parts to do the activities against the commands of Allah. So this was the situation. This way Allah said, فَأَذَاقَهَا اللَّهُ. Then Allah provided them the taste. Taste of what? Libas al-ju. Libas means the dress. Ju is the hunger. So the dress of hunger. It means when a person is just to wear the dress. So dress is just to hide the person completely and fully. So these people, they were occupied fully with hunger. Wal khawf, and with fear. Bima kanu yasnaun, because they were doing something according to their wish or desire. Yasnaun is word which mean the people, they were doing against the teachings of Allah, and those things which they were doing, those were innovations or new things they created themselves, like some bad activities, bad deeds, or deeds which were doing uh, crossing the limits of Sharia. Those are yasnaun, like those people, they were doing those type of activities. So these are called unthankful things. Yani, those people, they were unthankful to Allah. So they were not loyal to Allah, faithful to Allah. Even Allah is giving now, and Allah was giving that time to them food and all other requirements. But those people were not thankful to Allah, even they were having everything in abundance, too much, but they were unable to thank Allah. So this was the situation actually. So this way Allah said, وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا قَرْيَةً كَانَتْ آمِنَةً مُطْمَئِنَّةً يَأْتِيهَا رِزْقُهَا رَغَدًا مِنْ كُلِّ مَكَانٍ فَكَفَرَتْ بِأَنْعُمِ اللَّهِ فَأَذَاقَهَا اللَّهُ لِبَاسَ الْجُوعِ وَالْخَوْفِ بِمَا كَانُوا يَصْنَعُونَ. Allah explains the example of a town. So it was secure and peaceful town. Its provision, it means rizq, was coming in abundance, so in huge quantity, so coming from every place of the world. So the people of that town became unthankful to Allah. They denied Allah's favor. So Allah occupies them with hunger and fear in exchange of their deeds. So because they were ungrateful to Allah and they denied, they have done everything according to their own desire, leaving the limits of Sharia. So this was the problem they have done. So this way Allah opened the door of hunger and fear for them. This way they were having nothing to eat in that area. Even they started to eat the dead animals, even the dogs who were dead also, and also other filthy things, they were ready to eat them also. So this was the situation. Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he says that it was the place of Makkah. This was the city actually which is described in this ayat. And Abu Sufyan at that time, he was not Muslim, but he was feeling that is too much hunger and fear. The fear was fear of the Muslims, that the Muslims will come to attack us. And they were having under the the Allah's special fear that was produced in them, and also hunger, because they were so much hungry that even they started to eat the hairs and also the skin of the animals. Even they were to eat the things which were so much filthy and also haram. So this was the situation at that time. So Abu Sufyan, he requested Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He sent the message that actually we are the people, the male people. So we are offensive people. But why the women and the children, they are not given food and the other requirement of their life? So when the message went to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it was written by Abu Sufyan, and he said, "You are merciful, O Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and be merciful to us this time." So what happened then? The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he sent the food items to Makkah from Medina. And Abu Sufyan, he requested Holy Prophet ﷺ for dua in order to finish this famine from Makkah. Prophet ﷺ, he has done dua, and then this famine, this situation of hunger and fear finished. And this is also from Tafsir Qurtubi. So actually this was the city where the food and everything was at full swing. So many things were available every time. But when these people, they were not to respect the food, like this is we are doing, like we eat little bit but other we left like waste. And even we are not to distribute that to the right people. Like right people mean if food we eat, and some of the food should be given to the poor people, to the passengers, to the needy people, to hungry people. So many, and even we have to look at some people who are poor in our family or in our relatives, in our like area, neighbors, and all others. So we have to look after, like according to Islamic point of view, we have to look after everyone which the Islam says. So we have to do that one also. And then the other thing that is very important, that the food, when we eat, it means who is giving us food? Allah. And food, what the food makes in us? The power, the energy. The energy or the power that is produced or that is made by eating the food. And that energy make our body organs to move, to do some activity or deed. So keep in mind that the food that is coming from Allah, it goes into our body through eating and drinking. Then our body gets energy to do work. So when our body organs start performing work, so that each type of activity, work or deed must be done according to the commands of Allah who provided this food. Then we are right person. But if we if we are doing everything according to our own desire, and then we are not loyal person, not obedient person, not faithful person, not sincere person to Allah. So at the day of judgment we will be answerable then. And here it is called kufran-e-ni'mat, or what Allah has given all the blessings, we are in exchange not giving anything which is becoming reward for us in the life hereafter. So it means we are not doing good for ourselves also. So this way you understood that this type of famine that was in Makkah about 7 years, and even the food from that was coming from every part of the world, that stopped. And even the people, they were to eat the burned bones, even the dead animals, the dead dogs, and so many things. When these people just to look at the sky, and they were just to find the smoke there only. So Allah was so much angry with them. So this was the situation actually. So the main thing is that we have to look after ourselves. What is the condition of us now? Our country, our cities are with having everything, Allah's blessings, rizq, whatever we need, that is available. And we are not respecting the food, not respecting the requirement which Allah is giving us. When we eat and drink, when we take the requirement of what is needed by us, so we are not thankful to Allah because we are doing everything according to our own desire, not doing according to desire of Allah that is in the limits of Sharia. So we have to do everything under Quran or Sunnah if we want to be the faithful, the sincere person, the real slaves of Allah. Then we must be obedient to Allah in every way, because Allah is giving us food and all other type of rizq which is needed. When we are getting that, in exchange we are getting the power from that rizq. We have to use that power to move our body parts in order to do all type of activities and deeds which are commanded by Allah. We should do everything under the limits which are really set by Allah in Sharia, which is Sharia of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we got it very nice package in the form of Quran or Sunnah. So we have to follow it completely and fully if we want to be good person in the eyes of Allah here in this world and the world hereafter. Allah gave us tawfiq. Ameen.